Everyone, it's Maisie from Maisie's Meals. Today I am going to show you how to make quinoa 4 ways. So the base for our bowls is going to be quinoa, but then we add different things to make it jazzed up and taste really good and healthy. So I hope you like this recipe today, and if you do, please let me know. Make sure you put a picture or tag me on Instagram or just comment and let me know that you made it. And so let's get started. The first bowl is going to be a Mexican Fiesta bowl. So on here I put about a cup of quinoa and then some black beans. I used canned black beans. I rinsed the black beans before I put it on here. Then I put some corn. I used frozen organic corn. And then I put some diced onion, purple onion. But if you want to, you don't have to put the onion on here. But I love onion, so I just put that. And then I put some diced tomatoes. And I put some homemade salsa. I have a salsa video on Instagram or YouTube, so you can check that out. I also have it on my website, or you can buy a store-bought salsa and use that one too. But the homemade one is very delicious. So then I put some cilantro and also chopped avocado. And this is what it looks like. It's very tasty, delicious, and so good. And to make the quinoa, actually you can always use 1 cup quinoa with 2 cups of water and boil it for 15 minutes. And the second one is going to be again quinoa, a cup of quinoa, and then it's going to be made with some kale and some roasted vegetable. You can also use some spinach. In this I used some baby kale, and then I used some roasted sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes are really good roasted, and I also have a recipe for that on my website. I also used some roasted beets, very delicious, and beets are good for us. They have lots of benefits and they're packed with a lot of nutrition and good for potassium and iron and vitamin C. I also used some chopped bell pepper, and then I made very simple dressing with lemon, extra virgin olive oil, some salt and pepper and garlic powder, and I dressed this bowl with that. And it's so colorful, so good to eat. And we can also mix it like this and then just eat it. We also can put like some kind of meat, like grilled chicken or tuna or salmon on top of these bowls, and we can make them like that also. So they are really good as vegan too. So I love them as vegan, but I love them with some chicken too. And then the third one is going to be the one I was going to make for Asian bowl. So on here I am going to put some, like you see, the quinoa, and then some shredded carrots, and then some chopped cucumber also on here. So because it's Asian, so I just use some fresh vegetables on here. So, and then I also use some chopped bell pepper, and then I will make the dressing for this with some almond butter and some also chili paste, garlic chili paste. I also used some chopped cilantro. Of course, since it's Asian, it would be tasting good with some cilantro on top of it. And so I have this almond butter that I bought from Costco. It's organic almond butter, so it doesn't have any sugar or anything added to it. I also use this garlic chili sauce. It's a hot sauce. You can also use some sriracha sauce. Then I used a couple teaspoon of the almond butter. Then I also used like maybe a couple teaspoon of the sriracha or the garlic hot sauce, or you can use any Asian flavored hot sauce. And the hot sauce is like the way you like it. If you like it spicy, you could put more. And I also put like half a lemon juice to it. I didn't add any oil or anything because the almond also have some lemon. So if it is a little thick, you can put some water in it, just how thick you want it or how thin you want it. I want it a little thin, so I just put some water in here. Then you can test for how it tastes, and then we can drizzle it over our Asian bowl. It's really, really tasty. On top of that, we can put some sliced almond. That's what I did for crunch, and also it goes well with our almond dressing. So this is what our Asian quinoa bowl looks like. So here it is again, and like I said, we can add like some salmon on this. It would be really good, or some tuna, or also some chicken too, and really, really tasty. And here we are, me tasting it, and it's just awesome. And this one is going to be, I call it Italian bowl or a pesto bowl, quinoa bowl. I'm going to use some store-bought pesto on this, but you can make your own pesto. I just love pesto, and this is one of my favorite. Pesto you can make with some basil, with some Parmesan cheese, or some kale or spinach, and you just put it in your blender. I also have the recipe on my website, mazysmills.com, for pesto. You can go over there and see for the recipe. So I put like a couple spoonful of some pesto on the quinoa, and I'm going to mix like this, the way I mix it here. Just make sure everything is coated with the pesto. And then I am going to add some garbanzo beans on here. You can also use some white beans, which goes very well with this pesto quinoa bowl. And the next thing I'm going to add on this is some baby spinach or baby kale, which goes very well with this too. And then the next thing I'm going to add to this is going to be some chopped walnuts. You could use another nuts that you like, but walnut goes, or pine nuts also goes well with this. And then I'm going to make some dressing for this. I just use simple dressing for this, which is going to be balsamic vinegar, olive oil, and then a little bit of the pesto in it, maybe salt and pepper. And then add this to the bowl, and we're going to try this too, and we just mix it together and just eat. So this is good for your meal prepping, for your week meal prepping. These bowls can stay in the fridge maybe for 3 days. So you can prep the quinoa, the roasted veggies ahead of time, and use them on this quinoa. And then the next one is going to be my favorite. That's why I used a different bowl for this one. This is a Mediterranean quinoa. And for this, I also used the quinoa as a base. And then I also added some of the sweet potatoes. Here you could also use roasted Brussels sprouts, roasted cauliflower. All of them work very well with this bowl. And then I added some chopped olive, and then I added some cucumber, because this is Mediterranean and cucumber makes it really refreshing. And then I'm going to add some of the garbanzo beans here. And the garbanzo beans, I sometimes roast the garbanzo beans with some chili pepper and some garlic and salt, and then roast it in the oven at 400 for about 10-15 minutes, and it tastes really good. Then I added some feta cheese on top. Then I am going to use some tahini sauce on top. If you don't have tahini sauce, which is really good with Mediterranean, you can use olive oil and vinegar as dressing. But you can find the tahini at Whole Foods. The one I buy is the 365 brand tahini. That is really amazing with this bowl. So these are this is the last bowl I made, and it's just so good and refreshing and healthy and tasty. You will not feel bad after you eat this. Actually, you would feel so healthy. I hope you love this quinoa bowls today, and they are so lovely. They look very, very colorful, and all these veggies and beans and carrots and cucumbers, whatever you have in your house, you could use on these quinoa bowls. And these are good for meal prepping. You can keep this for a couple of days in the fridge, maybe 3 days in the fridge. They are really, really good. You could use anything you have in your fridge and top your quinoa bowl and eat it. But these are great ideas for your quinoa bowl, I believe. So if you make this, please let me know, and maybe take a picture of it and put it on Instagram, or tag me, comment, like, and share. I really appreciate it, and I will see you next time with another recipe. Bye bye.